Welcome to Wonders of Jataka, where ancient stories of wisdom come to life. Today, we take you to a sacred moment in history, 7 weeks after Siddhartha Gautam attained supreme enlightenment under the Bodhi Tree. This is not just a story. It is the beginning of a timeless teaching. After 6 long years of striving, through hunger, solitude, and intense meditation, Prince Siddhartha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi Tree at Bodh Gaya. But what happened next the week that followed holds powerful meaning. Now we uncover the sacred story of the first week after enlightenment. Buddha remained seated at the very spot of his enlightenment for 7 days, without moving from his seat. He experienced the bliss of liberation, fully absorbed in the peace of nirvana. He neither spoke nor taught. He simply abided in deep equanimity, his mind silent and steady. Why did the Buddha remain still? It was not out of pride or detachment. It was a moment of reverence, for the profound realization of truth. For the end of all suffering. The Bodhi tree under which he sat would forever be remembered as the tree of enlightenment, symbol of wisdom and awakening. Buddha did not blink for 7 days. His gaze was fixed on the Bodhi tree, in gratitude and still awareness. He neither spoke nor taught. He simply abided in deep equanimity, contemplating the Dhamma he had realized. This is known as week 1, the Immovable Posture, Sattasata Bodhi Palanke. This week also represents an important message for all of us. The path to inner peace is not in constant action. It is in stillness, in being fully present. The Buddha's immobility symbolizes mindful presence, mental discipline, and total contentment in the truth of the moment. In the first week after enlightenment, the Buddha gave the world the first lesson, not through speech, but through stillness. The enlightened one rested in wisdom, offering the world a profound message: stillness is strength, and presence is power. In the first week after his enlightenment, he sat motionless under the Bodhi tree, absorbed in the bliss of nirvana. In the second week, a new symbol emerged, one of gratitude, stillness, and unwavering awareness. This is the sacred story of week 2, the Unblinking Gaze, also known as Anamisa Satya. At the end of the first week, Buddha stood up and walked a short distance away. He turned to face the Bodhi tree for 7 full days. He stood still and gazed at the tree without blinking. His eyes open and calm. His heart was filled with deep gratitude for the tree and the truth realized beneath it. The posture is called Anamisa Lokana, the unblinking gaze, and place as Anamisa Satya. It represents not only physical stillness, but a state of unshakable clarity. The Buddha's gaze was more than an expression of gratitude. It symbolized his unwavering insight into reality. His mind did not flutter. The site where he stood is remembered as Anamisa Satya, one of the 8 sacred shrines of Buddhism. This story reminds us, when we recognize truth, we should pause, reflect, and honor it with deep presence. We now reach the third week, when he took 7 graceful steps on sacred ground. The Buddha created a jeweled path between the Bodhi tree and the spot where he had stood during the second week. On this divine path, made radiant by his spiritual power, he walked back and forth, deep in contemplation. As he walked along the Ratna path, a beautiful Kankma shrine formed, known today as Ratna Kankma Satya. The path glowed like crystal, illuminated by the radiance of the enlightened one's aura. His mind was calm. His awareness was limitless. As we continue our sacred journey through the 7 weeks following the Buddha's enlightenment, we arrive at a moment of profound inner reflection. This is the 4th week, where the enlightened one remained in a jewel-like chamber made not of stone, but of pure thought. The Buddha created a golden, translucent chamber using his meditative power. Inside this radiant Rajatana mansion, he sat in stillness, contemplating the subtle and intricate Dhamma. It was a time of deep reflection where he examined the vast network of causes and conditions leading to suffering. This week is remembered as the Rajatana Satya, a shrine not of bricks, but of luminous thought. It represents the inner palace of wisdom, where one enters only through deep insight. The 4th week reminds us, the greatest treasures are not built, but realized in silence. After 4 weeks of meditative absorption, the Buddha, now fully awakened, encountered the first act of faith, not from kings or sages, but from 2 humble merchants. This is the story of week 5, when Tapassu and Bhallika offered the enlightened one his first meal. They asked the Blessed One for a token to remember him. The Buddha gave them strands of his hair, which they enshrined in Shwedagon Pagoda in modern-day Myanmar. Thus began the tradition of pilgrimage and relic veneration, rooted in a moment of generosity and faith. The 5th week reminds us, great revolutions often begin with humble acts. Tapassu and Bhallika gave what they had, and received a timeless gift in return, the light of the Dhamma. Sitting in solitude, the Buddha reflected, this Dhamma is deep, hard to see, hard to realize. He considered remaining silent rather than trying to teach. At that moment, the great deity Brahma Sahampati, sensing the Buddha's thought, appeared before him in radiant form, and bowed respectfully. Kneeling with palms joined, Brahma made a solemn request, "O Blessed One, teach the Dhamma. Let those with little dust in their eyes hear it and be liberated." He explained that while many may not understand, some are ready, some are ripe for awakening. Only the Buddha can show the path of liberation. The Buddha, out of compassion, surveyed the world with his awakened eye. He saw beings like lotus flowers, some submerged, some emerging, so he accepted Brahma's plea. Open is the door to the deathless. Let those with ears come forth. Thus began the Buddha's mission, to teach the Noble Eightfold Path. Having accepted Brahma Sahampati's request, the Buddha left Bodh Gaya and journeyed to Sarnath. There, in the deer park, he met the 5 ascetics Pankavagya, his former companions during years of self-mortification. They listened, curious, as the Buddha sat down beneath a tree and began to speak. The Buddha delivered his first sermon. He taught the middle path, avoiding both indulgence and self-torture. He then revealed the 4 noble truths. Dukkha, there is suffering. Samudaya, it arises from craving. Nirodha, it can end. Magga, the path to its end is the Noble Eightfold Path. The 7th week marks the moment when the light of the Dhamma began to shine outward. From one man beneath a tree, to a universal truth that echoes through time, the wheel was set in motion. And it has never stopped turning. May we all draw inspiration from the Buddha's sacred weeks under the Bodhi tree. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Wonders of Jataka for more insights on Buddhist teachings and stories.